story begins in a quiet, isolated town in USA, where an old Victorian-style farmhouse stands alone. From the outside, the house looks beautiful and well-built, but inside it has completely fallen apart after years of neglect. Two brothers, Jack Taylor and Sam Taylor, arrive in their truck to renovate the property. Jack is a responsible man who has already built a stable life. He is married, has an adopted child, and runs a successful home renovation business. Sam, however, is the exact opposite. He has no real direction, no permanent plans, and spends most of his time scrolling through Tinder, hoping to meet someone new every night. Jack explains that the homeowners want them to repair the electrical system before anything else, because the circuit breaker has been completely destroyed. The brothers head down into the basement, where the electrical panel is located. As soon as the lights come on, Jack notices an old barometer hanging on the wall. It is rusty, covered in dust, and looks like it hasn't worked in years. Sam barely pays any attention to it. He simply glances at it and walks back upstairs. That evening, Sam meets a woman named Francesca for a Tinder date. During their conversation, he shows her a family photo of Jack and proudly talks about his brother's life. Jack is married, has adopted a child, and has everything figured out. When Francesca asks about Sam, he struggles to answer. All he can honestly say is that he is still searching for something. The next day, the brothers continue repairing the farmhouse. While they work, Jack offers Sam an equal partnership in the business. He believes they could build something successful together, but Sam politely refuses. He says there are still dreams he wants to chase before settling down. Jack smiles and mentions something interesting. He explains that old Victorian homes often hide valuable antiques inside their walls. Sometimes people even discover rare collectibles, like vintage baseball cards worth millions of dollars. The renovation continues. Rotten wooden floors are removed, damaged walls are repaired, and every room slowly begins to improve. As night falls, Sam is lifting a heavy wooden board when he notices a small metal handle hidden behind it. Curious, he pulls the handle, revealing a secret compartment beneath the floor. Inside sits an old wooden box containing a few burnt matchsticks, a small piece of paper with the word cabbage written on it, and an old photograph. The moment Sam picks up the picture, he freezes. It shows a beautiful young woman wearing a white wedding dress. Instead of smiling, she looks deeply sad, as if she is carrying a heavy burden. For reasons he cannot explain, Sam feels strangely connected to her. It is almost as if he has known her before. Suddenly, a loud emergency alarm echoes throughout the house, warning that a dangerous storm is approaching. Jack and Sam rush outside and quickly move all of their equipment indoors. Within minutes, the storm becomes so violent that the entire house loses power. Sam goes back into the basement alone to repair the electrical panel. As soon as he enters, a strange buzzing sound fills his ears. At the same time, the old barometer on the wall, whose needle had been frozen for years, suddenly begins spinning wildly. Before Sam can understand what is happening, the buzzing stops. The electricity suddenly comes back by itself. Everything becomes silent again. Relieved, Sam heads upstairs. But the moment he reaches the main floor, he is completely stunned. The ruined farmhouse has transformed into a brand new home. The wooden floors shine, the walls look freshly painted, and every light is glowing brightly. Jack has completely disappeared. Then Sam hears the soft sound of a young woman singing upstairs. Following the voice, he quietly opens the bedroom door. A young woman is sitting beside a piano, gently humming a song. She notices Sam's reflection in a polished pot beside her and immediately jumps to her feet. It is the exact same woman from the old photograph. Fear and anger fill her eyes as she demands to know who he is and how he entered her home. Sam tries to explain that he and his brother were renovating the house, but she refuses to believe him. She assumes he must be someone sent by the bank to take away their property. Ignoring her accusations, Sam searches the house for Jack. The young woman grabs a shotgun and follows him from room to room, but Jack is nowhere to be found. Finally, she nervously tells Sam that her mother will be home any minute. If she finds a stranger inside the house, she will immediately become suspicious. Realizing that arguing will only make things worse, Sam quietly slips out through the back door. The moment he steps onto the road, everything around him feels completely different. Horse-drawn carriages replace cars. People wear old-fashioned clothes. The buildings, shop signs, and streets all look as though they belong to another century. Slowly, the shocking truth begins to sink in. Sam realizes he is no longer living in 2019. Somehow, he has traveled 100 years into the past, to the year 1919. It is the era of prohibition in America. Alcohol has been banned, women have very few rights, and everyday life is completely different from the world Sam knows. Confused but determined, Sam returns to the farmhouse. Inside, the young woman's mother, Paula Porter, has arrived. She tells her daughter, Evelyn Porter, that her fiancé, William, has sent over a dress for their engagement party and wants her to try it on. Evelyn's face immediately loses its color, but she says nothing. The truth is heartbreaking. William is an older widower whose first wife has died, and he already has children. After Evelyn's brother, Emmett, was killed during World War I, the family's finances collapsed. Desperate for security, Paula arranged Evelyn's marriage simply for money. But Evelyn has no interest in marrying William. Her true passion is music. Before leaving for the war, Emmett had been studying to become a doctor. He left behind a collection of music records for his sister. Evelyn secretly listens to them whenever she gets the chance and quietly sings along. Unfortunately, Paula believes music is improper and embarrassing. One day, Paula catches Evelyn listening to the records and orders her to hand them over to William. Evelyn pleads with her mother, explaining that they are the only memories she has left of her brother. Paula refuses to change her mind. Just then, Sam arrives. Thinking quickly, he invents a believable story. He tells Paula that he was Emmett's old friend and that he is a doctor. He claims he paid Emmett for the records years ago, which means they legally belong to him. Paula believes every word. She gives the records to Sam and even invites him to the engagement party. As soon as Paula leaves, Sam quietly returns every record to Evelyn. Her eyes fill with tears. Evelyn introduces him to her grandfather, Warren, who proudly explains that he built the farmhouse himself nearly 40 years earlier. Sam tries to ask him about the basement, but another guest named Henry Barrett joins the conversation. Henry explains that powerful storms cause a sudden drop in air pressure, creating a buzzing sound in people's ears. He also explains that these massive windstorms are called derechos. At that moment, Sam finally understands. The storm is what sent him through time. If he wants to return home, another derecho may be the only way. Before he can think any further, William arrives and the engagement celebration begins. Music fills the room and everyone starts dancing. During the party, William announces that he has hired a photographer to take Evelyn's picture. Hearing this, Evelyn finally believes everything Sam told her. Every prediction is coming true. Later that night, after William goes upstairs to put his children to bed, Evelyn quietly asks Sam if he would like to take a walk with her. He gladly agrees. As they walk together, Evelyn asks what life is like in 2019. Sam smiles and explains that people carry tiny speakers with them and can listen to music anytime, anywhere. Her eyes light up with excitement. She wishes she could experience a world like that. Soon, they stop outside a bar. Evelyn explains that there is a secret underground club beneath it. During Prohibition, places like these are called speakeasies, and only people who know the correct password are allowed inside. The password is cabbage. Sam's heart races and enter the hidden club. Inside, dim lights, jazz music, and a lively crowd create an unforgettable atmosphere. While no one is watching, Sam quietly slips a few matchsticks from the counter into his pocket. Before they begin dancing, Evelyn hesitates. Sam flips a coin and makes a playful bet. If he wins, she has to sing on stage. The coin lands in his favor. Keeping her promise, Evelyn walks onto the stage and begins to sing. The entire club falls silent. Her beautiful voice captures everyone's attention, and before long, the whole crowd is dancing to her music. As they leave the club, Sam tells her that everyone inside was completely amazed by her performance. Evelyn smiles softly and replies, "I wasn't looking at the crowd, I was looking at you." Paula sees them walking together, and anger immediately spreads across her face. The following day, Sam visits Henry Barrett to learn more about the mysterious storms. Henry shows him another barometer and explains that whenever a powerful derecho approaches, its needle begins to move before the storm arrives. Realizing he needs one to predict the next storm, Sam asks Henry if he can have the barometer. Henry refuses, so Sam offers him a deal. He will repair Henry's broken front door in exchange for the instrument. Henry agrees. After finishing the repairs, Sam installs the barometer in the farmhouse basement. Now all he needs is another derecho. Meanwhile, Sam and Evelyn continue growing closer. Their friendship slowly turns into love. Unable to accept the life planned for her, Evelyn begins packing her belongings, hoping to escape before it is too late. Sam stops her and tells her there is a better way. When the next derecho arrives, they can travel together to 2019. There, she will finally be free. She can choose the person she truly wants to marry. She can sing whenever she wants. She can live the life she has always dreamed of. She kisses him. From that moment on, they make a promise. Their plan sounds perfect. One night, Sam secretly visits William's house. The two finally meet in private, and unable to hide their feelings any longer, Sam kisses her. Unfortunately, someone else sees everything. From a distance, William watches the entire moment unfold. The next day, Evelyn puts on her white wedding dress, the very same one from the mysterious photograph Sam found inside the hidden compartment. A photographer arrives and takes her picture, proving once again that everything Sam had predicted is slowly becoming reality. Just then, thunder rumbles in the distance. Realizing that another storm has arrived, Evelyn rushes back to the farmhouse. Sam meets her there, and together they run down into the basement, hoping the approaching derecho will send them both to 2019. But before anything can happen, William bursts into the house with several men. His face is filled with rage. For the first time, Evelyn stands up for herself. She looks William straight in the eyes and says, "I don't love you. My mother arranged this marriage only because we needed the money. I never wanted any of this. They punch and kick him until he can barely move before finally leaving the house. Moments later, the familiar buzzing sound fills the basement once again. The barometer begins spinning wildly. Before Sam can grab Evelyn's hand, the storm pulls him away. He is sent back to 2019, alone, and tries to explain everything that has happened. He tells him about the storm, the barometer, the basement, the year 1919, and the woman named Evelyn. Jack doesn't believe a single word. He thinks Sam has completely lost his mind. Jack asks him to forget everything and come home. But Sam refuses. For the first time in his life, he knows exactly what he wants. No matter what happens, he is determined to return to Evelyn. From that day on, Sam spends every waking hour researching derechos. He searches weather reports, scientific articles, and every source of information he can find on the internet. Eventually, he discovers terrible news. The next major derecho isn't expected for another 10 to 15 years. Sam cannot wait that long. Instead, he decides to risk everything by using any storm he can find, hoping it might somehow send him back through time. Sam races into the basement. The barometer needle starts moving. The walls begin shaking. A bright flash surrounds him, and in the blink of an eye, he disappears once again. But this time, he has not returned to 1919. He has traveled into the future. The year is 2034. Then he notices a large poster hanging on the wall. It is Evelyn. She has become a famous singer. Sam's heart begins pounding. A gentle lullaby drifts down from upstairs. Quietly, he follows the sound. When he reaches the room, tears fill his eyes. Evelyn is sitting beside a small child, singing him a lullaby while celebrating his birthday. She lovingly calls the little boy Sam. She is happy. She is free. She is living the life she always dreamed of. For a few silent moments, Sam simply watches them, realizing that the future he hoped for actually exists. Before anyone can see him, Sam quickly runs back to the basement. Moments later, he finds himself back in 2019. While searching the basement, Sam discovers a hollow space hidden behind one of the walls. He immediately tells Jack that they have to tear the wall down. If they don't, the future he just witnessed may never happen. Jack hesitates. After taking a deep breath, he finally agrees. Sam quietly locks the door behind him. Jack pounds on the door and shouts for him to stop. But Sam has already made his decision. He races back into the basement. The barometer is shaking again. Another storm is forming. Within seconds, Sam is pulled through time for the third time. He arrives in 1919 once more. The area is underwater. A massive flood has swallowed the property. He finds Evelyn and convinces her to come with him immediately. Together, they race back toward the farmhouse. When they reach the basement, rushing water is pouring in from every direction. Even so, they keep moving forward. Then disaster strikes. A huge wooden support beam suddenly breaks loose from the ceiling and crashes down onto Sam. He is trapped beneath it. Evelyn screams and desperately tries to lift the heavy beam. She pushes with all her strength, but it refuses to move. Meanwhile, the water continues rising around them. Knowing there is little time left, Sam looks at Evelyn and says, "I've seen the future. You're there, with our son. You're happy. You're singing. You're finally free. But that future can only happen if you go to 2019 right now." Evelyn shakes her head. "No, he's your son too. We're going together." Tears stream down Sam's face. He knows he cannot escape. He begs her to leave without him. But Evelyn refuses. Again and again, she struggles to move the beam, refusing to abandon him. At that exact moment, the familiar buzzing reaches its loudest point. The storm pulls Evelyn through time, and she disappears. She awakens in 2019, where Jack finds her standing inside the farmhouse. Confused and frightened, Evelyn ignores Jack completely. She begins searching every room, desperately calling Sam's name. Jack has no idea what is happening, but after seeing Evelyn appear out of nowhere, he finally realizes that everything Sam told him was true. Jack gives Evelyn some dry clothes and helps her calm down. Once she has settled, they sit together and talk. Jack tells her that Sam has always been searching for something. Then Jack remembers something. He says that maybe Evelyn's old music records are still hidden in the basement and break open the wall behind the exact spot where Evelyn secretly hid her records back in 1919. To their surprise, everything is still there. The records have been lying untouched for over 100 years, but they are not alone. Hidden beside them are 2 old letters, both written by Sam. They open the first letter. Sam explains that he did not die beneath the collapsed beam in the flooded basement. Somehow, he managed to free himself and survive. He writes that he spent years waiting for another powerful derecho, hoping it would send him back to 2019. But the storm never came. Eventually, he accepted that he would never return. Instead of spending the rest of his life waiting, Sam chose to build a new future in 1919. In the letter, he writes, "Back in 2019, I had endless choices but no real purpose. Here, in 1919, I finally found the meaning I had been searching for all my life." He tells Evelyn not to waste her life waiting for him. He asks her to live freely, keep singing, and move forward without looking back. He reminds her that she has an incredible gift, one that has the power to inspire people all over the world. Along with the letter is another surprise. There is a rare antique baseball card addressed to Jack. It is the exact collectible Jack had dreamed of finding ever since he was a little boy. Today, it is worth millions of dollars. The final line of Sam's letter simply says, "Build your home, brother." Everything suddenly falls into place. Back in 1919, Sam was the one who placed the photograph, the matchsticks, the paper with the word cabbage, the letters, and the priceless baseball card inside the hidden compartment. He had unknowingly created the very mystery that would one day lead his younger self back through time. After hiding everything, Sam moved on with his life. He built homes with his own hands. She pursued her passion for music, became a successful singer, and eventually gave birth to a son. She named him Little Sam. Years passed. One quiet evening, Evelyn was putting her son to bed and softly singing him a lullaby. Suddenly, the little boy looked toward the window and asked, "Mom, is someone outside? I thought I heard something." Evelyn immediately stepped outside to check, but there was no one there, only the silence of the night, the gentle sound of the wind, and the distant rumble of thunder somewhere beyond the horizon. She slowly looked up at the sky. A tear rolled down her cheek as memories from 100 years ago came rushing back. Deep inside, she knew that somewhere, somehow, Sam had kept his promise, and with that emotional moment, the story comes to an end.